Hello everybody, my name is Virus Letterable and I am back to bring you guys another video. Today we will be starting my new series. Today we will be looking at the development of Windows 2000 codename NT 5.0. Now, finally able to get into the nitty-gritty, finally be able to get into some of the more popular Windows operating systems, which I'm pretty happy about. We're going to be looking at Windows 2000. And after this series, we will be looking at Windows ME, then we will be looking at Windows Neptune, which I am especially pretty excited about because there's a lot of stuff I could probably talk about in Windows Neptune. And then we will be moving on to Windows Whistler, or Windows XP. So that's going to be a very fun ride that I'm going to enjoy. Alrighty, so as we can see, the setup looks almost identical to the Windows NT 4.0, nothing really much has changed. So let's continue, and I'm sorry I couldn't get the colors or the nice resolution that I wanted. I had to use PSEM instead of VirtualBox because this build did not want to work in VirtualBox, so I wasn't able to install the actual virtual machine editions in this. So, because it would always crash around startup, it wouldn't, or it would crash at setup. I don't remember, but it did crash a lot. It would give me a blue screen, and then it would just break the machine. So, alrighty. Here we go. See, NT setup, it's pretty much relatively the same. So, a little bit, oh, I never told you guys the build, I'm sorry. This is the build 1515. So, this is the earliest Windows NT 5.0 build that has been leaked, that we have our hands on. So this is pretty much cool. And it's only been leaked in the workstation edition, so we don't have the server edition or any of this build. We only have the workstation build. So here we go, changing the computer name to Windows NT 5.0. No password, no. So I'm gonna enable all this. It's new. I do want to enable all these options so I can get the full experience of Windows NT. Here we go. So yeah, as you can see, it's relatively the same to pretty much Windows NT 4.0. So nothing's really much has changed. I don't have an actual date when this was compiled, but looking at the BIOS date, I can tell you this build was most likely compiled on the 18th of March 1997. So this is a pretty far off from the actual RTM version. I think the RTM, let me give you guys a RTM version when the RTM version was released. Okay, no, it's not in my notes. Great. Wow, this is really nice. Alrighty, this is perfect. Alrighty, so anyways, let's continue on. So the security on the registry, yeah, looks like that, pretty much. So I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty once we I'll get into the stuff that's changed, other things that has stayed the same. You guys will probably notice it as soon as we reach the actual operating system. Excuse me. So the setup looks relatively the same. The OS loader looks pretty much the same. Nothing too different there. All right. Here we go, so there we go, we got on the top, NT version 5.0, build 1515. So this is the 1515 build. And here we go. Okay, so they changed this, the Windows NT 5.0. So is this gonna move? I guess not. Oh, what was that? Oops. Alrighty, so let's sign in. So it's still copying some files. It looks like some icons have changed, really. So in this build, the icons have changed. However, as you can see, like the driver just does not want to work on this, but the colors look a little bit nicer if I was able to put virtual machine editions, or the video card on this emulated PC would do okay. So the icons have changed. They look a little bit more cartoonish, really, is what I'll describe it as, and pretty much everything looks relatively nice, I'll tell you that. I couldn't find the driver for the actual video card that I had installed on this. I don't know why. It's so weird. But if I put yeah. So this is pretty much pretty much the same. It's not pretty different. The icons are relatively... I was looking like, why isn't the icon the same? And I realized, well, it's probably because of the video driver. So, alright, so let's get into the nitty-gritty and see what's changed. So some new features. IE, Internet Explorer, has been updated to 4.71. This build includes an early version of the Windows desktop update, which was found in the Memphis build 14.15. A show desktop button is at the end of the taskbar, so this feature was pretty much non-implemented for about 10 years, and then we have it now in Windows 7, which is pretty cool. And the actual build that reintroduced it for Windows 7 was build 6519. And most, if not all, 4.0 references have been removed, and they have all been replaced with NT 5.0. And then we got a bug. This is a pretty big bug, I'll tell you this. The Advanced Configuration and Power Interface, or ACPI as you all know it, driver is an early and a very buggy version, so it will crash the computer if you decide to try and use the ACPI drivers, or use any of those signals. It's gonna crash the computer. I mean, it's there, but it's very unstable, and I mean, I don't want to go messing with that, because I don't want to brick the build. So, anyways, so as you can see, I'm a desktop component. So this is basically the early version of active desktop, more early version of the active desktop. They introduced it more here, pushing it a little bit more. Alrighty. So as you all know, Windows 2000 was primarily used in businesses. It was a business-oriented operating system, just as the NT line was, because the consumers did not have the actual hardware to run these NT operating systems. All they could run was Windows 95, 98, and the dreaded Windows ME, which prompted a lot of consumers to just go ahead and spend more money and just get Windows 2000 and get a computer that can run it. So Windows 2000 was a fairly popular and had a very strong grip for a very, very, very long time before its successor, Windows XP, came around, which pretty much revolutionized the operating system game, and it was amazing. But we'll get to that once we get to my Windows Whistler builds, which will probably be pretty soon. I don't know when. I don't know exactly the date when, but I will be having those videos out. So that'll be cool. So here we got it. WinT workstation. That looks pretty different. So the internet's not working for me here. Connection, Windows messaging. These look relatively nice. Dictionary, never saw that. There's, okay. Yeah, this is for servers, I believe. To access a server, file server, stuff like that. So my computer, that looks different. This all looks very different. The icons look somewhat the same. Let's see what we got. Oh, cursors. Here's our cursors here. This is cool. Same cursors. They weren't very different actually. So, Regedit. Has Regedit changed at all? Nope, Regedit looks relatively the same. Alright, and we have that little blue link. I don't know if you guys have watched my Windows Nashville. Yeah, the Windows Nashville build. They had the same blue link like that. I believe it's present in Windows 98. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've worked on my 98 videos. But I do remember in Nashville they did have that little link, so it makes it look like it's like a web page or something like that. Hey, we still got Dr. Watson. They're still using Dr. Watson. That's pretty cool. Enjoy it. Alrighty. So nothing really changed here. Everything looks pretty much the same. Nothing too different. I'll tell you that. No icons. Nothing too obvious, but except for the wallpaper and everything, that's pretty cool. So we got our MS Paint. MS Paint still looks the same. Nice smiley face right there. So I think I've covered as much as I could. There's really nothing much else I could say about this build, just kind of showing you guys what is going on with this build and all that. So I think I'm going to probably start wrapping it up. Here's like the NT. So Windows NT version 5.0 build 15.15. So that's the references taken away from Windows NT 4.0. Minesweeper looks a little different. It looks nice and cleaner. Now it doesn't look as bad as the other one. Alrighty guys, so I think that'll be just about it. Pretty sure I've covered everything I need to cover. Oh yeah, you can move this little active desktop component. Alrighty guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys all for the support and the love that you guys have been giving me. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. If you guys really like these videos, go ahead and click the like button, and share these videos with everyone else if you think they'll enjoy my videos. Alrighty guys, thanks to you all for all the support. Thanks for watching. Virus Alertable, signing off.